Okay, so right now it is December the 1st, and I'm gonna make bread using this here very old bread maker. This here one here is somewhere it's right around the age from 1900. This one was made before they started making the patents for it, and they had gotten the patent for this on December the 11th of 1900. And if I'm reading on here, it's a number 4. Don't know how well that'll show up. Not the best. It's the number 4 bread maker. It is made by Landers, Freary, and Clark, New Britain, Connecticut, USA. So like I said, the ones that's marked have a patent number right here. This one here was made before the patent came out. The majority of these were made in 1904 and onward. So the only thing I can figure out from asking questions is this one is right around 1900, maybe 1899. Now mine had some damage done to it and it was repaired, but on the bottom there's a sleeve here, and there is a piece, I don't know where I laid it, that would slide into here. It's a clamp, and then you can clamp it down on your counter or your table, so that way you're not having to hold onto this thing steady while you're turning it. The inside isn't in bad condition either. I just put oil all in this, around this. But this one here is in, like I said, pretty good shape. The only piece that would have broken off is that bottom piece. So let's get to work here of putting this thing together. So we have our dough hook, and that would just go into that piece there. And then you have a handle that latches down in. Come on, there we go. Got that latched up. So what this does here is it moves it back and forth to lock it into place. So we're going to lock that in there. When you get it all together, it looks like that. So let's find some ingredients. First part we are going to do is we are going to put in 2.5 cups of warm water. Now you always add your wet ingredients first into this, according to directions. It was 2 cups. That should be 2.5. Okay, so now we are going to want to add in some yeast into that, which is going to be 4 to 5 teaspoons. So we'll put 4.5. Now we are also going to want to put in about 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'm just going to keep using my teaspoon here. Now we have that much accomplished. Now we are going to want to put in some lard into that, which we are going to need 3 tablespoons of that. Let's take this one here. 3 tablespoons of softened lard. Now what do we need? We need some salt. Now we're going to need 6½ cups of flour. 6½ cups of flour. Our 1 cup disappeared, so I'm using ½ cups. So 6 would end up being 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that makes my 6 cups. Now I need another half. I'm going to go with my method of, I always use a pinch more. So now, what you got to do, see if I can get this in there. The lighting ain't the best in here. Now I got a mungled up mess in there. So there's a cover. Has your directions all on it. It says put all liquids first, then the flour. You turn it for 3 minutes. You raise it in the pan. And then after you rise it, turn until dough forms a ball, and then take off cross piece, lift out dough with the kneader. Cover with this when rising your dough. So we're going to crank this for 3 minutes. How dark that's going to be. Like I said, my lighting in here is not the best. So far, this is what it's looking like. Where I oiled my side walls, I got some flour up on the sides. Turns really easy. You don't even know you're turning it. guys away. Knocking onto you. I'm just trying to put in a view that makes it easier for you guys to see. This way a little bit. That's gotta be 3 minutes. I have no idea how long I've been cranking this for. But somewhere's around there. We do get a gob of dough in there. Now, I don't like the way that feels. I'm a little sticky. So, I don't like my bread dough being that sticky when I'm making bread. Get off me. But there we go. Nice big ball of dough. It's not as sticky as it was, so I'm happy. So now what we are going to do is we're just going to take this nifty little cover down over that handle. That come out through that hole. So then after you do that, there we go. Tighten it that way, and it holds your cover down. It's tight. So now we're just gonna set that in a warm place. If you got a wood stove, your wood stove would be good. Electric stove. Turn your oven on warm if your place ain't that warm. Set it in the center of your stove on the top. Get the oven going down low enough to warm up that top of your stove a little bit. And that's a perfect place for this to rise. So I'll bring you back after this rises in about 20 minutes. Okay, so my camera has died and I went up to see if I can try to either piece this thing together or put this up in 2 parts. But right now, currently, the bread has risen once into here, so this is what that looks like. Now I am supposed to twirl this again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this holding my phone. I might have to put my phone down. It's just going back down. It's going into a ball. So just give me a minute. I'm going to crank this without you guys for a second. Okay, so just cranking that a couple of times. I don't know how well you can see that, but now we got a nice big ball of dough in there. So what we got to do now is disassemble this. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be able to do this with one hand. So what we'll want to do is lift the handle off. We are going to want to pull this to release the top. Remove that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to want to bring out that dough on this hook. So I'm going to have to put you guys down for a second again. Okay, so we got the dough out. I got it on a cotton board, and inside my pail is what this looks like. So it did pretty good if you ask me. So like I said, I'm using my phone here now, so I can't record this as I'm doing it. So I'll bring you back again in a few minutes. Okay, so I just cut this dough into 3 chunks. This would have been like a 4 loaf recipe. I have greased these 2 pans. So the only thing I am going to do I am just going to throw that in there. Not easy doing with one hand. Should be putting my phone down. So that would be dough in number 2 pan. So now the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them back over there in the warmth and put a cloth, a damp, wet cloth. Get that right. A damp, wet cloth, warm cloth, and lay it over them to let them rise back up again. Okay, so the third portion that I had saved out, I junked that into 2. This is half of it laying out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rub some butter over that, and then I'm going to sprinkle, this would be sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves over that. And then I'm going to roll it all up and cut up into like cinnamon rolls and let that rise. And then I'll bake that too, probably before I make the bread, because this will rise a little bit quicker. So a very thin layer of the sugar mixture there. I'll cut about 1 inch thick. Now I'm just going to lay them all out in a pan. Okay, so that's what those look like. Now I'm going to set them over aside and let them rise one more time for, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes, till they're about double in size. Okay, so right at the moment, this is the way these are looking at the moment. They've been rising for about maybe 15 minutes. Okay, so these have been rising for about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to throw these in the oven and see how well these do. The rolls there, cinnamon roll things, I'll bake them at 350 for about, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes. And the loaves of bread will be 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. I just tap on them. When they sound hollow, they're done. So far, here's how she's looking. Okay, so I got these ones here out, and they are done. They don't look too bad. Okay, so here's the 2 loaves of bread. If you think about how much they had to expand in them big pans, they didn't rise a lot, but they spread out a lot, and they're looking really good. I got them out. I got butter on the tops of those. Now with these, I've got butter rubbed over the top with a little bit more sprinkling of cinnamon and sugar mixture with the nutmeg and cloves. There you have it, guys. That is making bread with the old hand crank bread mixer from like 1900. Have a good day, guys. Thank you for watching.